the lot who knows exactly why they are doing this, or the objectives have been clearly defined for pursuing these patents, and also they have a fair understanding of what a patent portfolio is.
Correct.
Rather than just talking about I have a patent on one product, which I mean, a lot of people tend to lose out or understand, lack the understanding or knowledge that there could be several patents which could be covering one particular product, which they are trying to protect, right? So for people who know this, probably they have a fair understanding of how to budget these things and work towards it, and probably they would reach out to a few people who could help them within their budgets, whatever, right? What about the other people who probably come with not much understanding, but probably somebody would have just told them, like, see, there is something called patent. If you have this, probably there is some good which is going to happen, but not much understanding of what it is, right? So how do they go about generally budgeting it? Probably from the, I mean, if you talk about over the years, I'm just talking about it. You may find the similar kind of people even today. Probably the percentage may vary.
Correct.
Here and there, I mean, depending on, I mean, the people who are aware of these things. So how do they look at this whole budgeting? I mean, when you talk about the management, who don't have access to a in-house some CS or some kind of a CA or IP in-house counsel is a far-fetched thought, I believe.
Correct.
At least for an MSME. That's where probably consultants help them, right?
Correct.
I mean, so how would they look at it initially, at least when the CXO people, level people talk about this?
See, now if we were to say that, there is something called as patents,
right?
And certain things need to be done. And I'm going to be completely outsourcing it. And I actually have no clue whatsoever what this thing is all about, how it can play out. If that were to be the thought process at a CXO level, that just won't work. To say that, I would essentially say that somebody at a CXO level need to understand, at least at a surface level, as to how this ecosystem actually works. Right? So that understanding, I would say, is mandatory in any company, at least for one person who is at a senior level, right? Because that person understands several other things about the business objectives, so on and so forth, and also understands how this ecosystem, the patent ecosystem, actually has a role to play in this entire business of theirs. And unless somebody like that is driving that initiative, nothing is going to happen. You cannot expect a junior level person to kind of come in and say that, okay, we will do something of this nature, and everybody falling in line to actually go ahead and do something like this, right? So that's one. Now, when it comes to budgeting and things like that, see, again, depends on what kind of a business a person is in, and what kind of, I would say, competitive advantage they want to gain, defines what their budget is going to be, right? So in the sense that a company can go all out and build a huge patent portfolio, and only 30 or 40% of that portfolio actually has a business impact, right? But they end up building that 100% of that portfolio because it's very difficult to anticipate which 30% or which 40% of my patents will actually have a business impact.
Right.
So from that point of view, one should, if you have a marketing budget, if you have a sales budget, you should have a budget on IP or patents if you are in the technical space. Otherwise, there is a huge functional area which you are just skipping. Somebody else is going to come in and pose a lot of threat going forward. So that is how I kind of see